Hey folks, welcome back. We're on episode 18 of our playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, and we are in the party camp right now, having finished the Mage's Circle stuff, and we've got some gifts to give away here. At least one thing to go to win, and that is the Rose of Orlais. Of course I looked all this stuff up.
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
Alistair gets the small carved statuette.
I could get used to this, you know.
To be honest, doing this as much just to clear out this inventory than anything else. Bronze symbol of Andraste goes to Liliana.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
This goes to Morrigan.
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed.
And
Interesting.
these are these do give you decreasing. Actually, I can give that away. There's like a decreasing returns thing on these gifts too.
I could get used to this, you know.
Alright, so Iron there, what, really? Alright. So I think there should be emissary, allied. You know what? Let's do this first. Go talk to a little enchanting guy here.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Okay, now we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Right now this has a Journeyman Lightning Rune, and I don't have anything else. Sounds like I don't have any other items I can enchant, actually. These are all novice items. So I guess I can just go to the allied supply crates.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry. There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
He actually sounds like one of the Tranquil. So let's turn in runes. And that'll clear out some inventory.
You are wise to invest in the effectiveness of your followers.
I would still really like to have more room here. Can I? Yeah, you know what? Let's go talk to Dwarf Merchant.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Alright, so he does have distillation agents, which we need kind of badly. So let's get 10 of... Ooh, boy, I don't have enough money. Let's buy 8. Let's buy some flasks. I'm actually kind of appalled that I'm out of flasks. What are these? Tier 7 weapons. Can't afford any of this crap. There's some nice stuff in here, though, actually. King Merrick's shield. Alright, so that's about all we can do right now. Let's see if we can... Well, first of all, let's check our inventory for what we have for injury kits and such. We have plenty of lesser injury kits. We can use potions, health potions. The lesser health poultice right now looks fine. What we really want delirium potions. So we're going to make 3 of those. Some of those. I guess we'll make 2 more lesser health potions too. They're still good for me. And I wish there was a party chest in the camp. You'd think there would be, but there is in fact not. However, there is a party chest that you can get to later. So let's go and talk to, I'll start with Morgan here.
Yes? So, full of questions, are you?
Alright.
Yes? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Well, that's a little creepy. I'm not gonna mac on her forcefully in that way.
Yes. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. I am hardly surprised. To answer a question. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here. The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari. A portion of it. Why do you? Exactly. You don't ask, nor do I. The Arishok sends me and I go. Yes. Never. I cannot go home. It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. As you wish.
He does approve of that.
What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen.
Did he just sniffle? I think he just sniffled.
I shouldn't have lost it. Not when so much is riding on us. Not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of. I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
I feel like I need to turn the volume up.
Yes. I know. I think he came from Hyeva. Or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I just... That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter after all. Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me. I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Sten approves. I don't know why. What was that? Huh. Wow. Okay. I've never even opened the Codex before, to be completely honest.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack.
It's some poop, isn't it?
A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables. Maybe, but that is not the point. The dirty mongrel can have this back, there, and tell him not to do it again. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag. He is certainly manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
Uh-huh. Stir fruits and Alistair fruits. I'm a little surprised, never having really gone through the game to this point, that the characters, when you talk to them, other characters will tend to have an opinion about that.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind? Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think. Which one? Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved, and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker. Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter. The Tevinter Chantry claims that in Andraste's last moments, Hysarian's heart softened, and he heard the voice of the Maker telling him to end her suffering. He plunged his sword into her heart, and as her blood washed over his hands, he became one of the faithful. Dissenters said that the Archon only converted because he could not stem the tide of Andraste's cult, and was forced to do so to stay in power. We will never know for sure. I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own. The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. There were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
Alright. Liana approves of that, but I personally have had enough. So one more.
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome. Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken. Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done. Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Okay. I think we have exhausted the conversation options that we have available to us right now, so let's look at the quest log. Now what we want to do is, we have two of these, Soldier's Pass and Soldier's Peak, and then there's another one called Return to Ostagar. Those are the three storyline DLCs that take place actually in the conversation of the main story of Dragon Age Origins. There's a couple more that are like side campaigns. So we need to decide what to do now. So who are we taking with us? We're going to take Alistair.
Yes.
To be honest, I feel like I should take Morrigan, and we'll take Liliana. Alright, so the gold ones appear to be the ones that are the DLC ones. So Ban Loren's Lands is for Return to Ostagar, and Soldier's Pass is where we want to go. We actually have the quest for this already. Huh, there's a random encounter.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution. With your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
So this is Arl Howe. He's the guy who betrays you if you play the human noble origin. This makes Loghain appear to be a little more conflicted than just a total douche who betrayed his own king and massacred his own king's army. Here we go. Okay, so let's I expected this to trigger an encounter.
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands. Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself. I have no idea what you're talking about, and neither do these large men carrying swords. Get them!
Alright. And I just blew up everybody. I gotta remember not to do that. The entire party is now dead except for Alistair. Let's see if he can fight him off. Probably not. Nice. Did we save before we... Let's see. I hope we did. I hope it saved when I left the zone. Well, alright, so looks like that's not the case. So let's give away some stuff here. Alright, Alistair gets the small carp statue.
I could get used to this, you know.
And the white runestone.
I could get used to this, you know.
Liliana gets the bronze symbol of Andraste.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
Morrigan gets the silver bracelet.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
And the silver
A fine
chain.
gift. You have my thanks.
Who gets the rose of Relay? That is, Win. Sorry to make you sit through this
Generous
again.
gift. Thank you ever so much.
Alright, so we need to, check this out.
You are wise to invest in the effectiveness.
Alright, so let's go for it again. And actually, let's,
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
let's take Win with us. And let's not incinerate the party as an opening salvo. That would be a good idea. Okay. So we gotta go talk to these guys again.
Ah, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world. From the... Ah, will the wonders of this all too small a land never cease? Well, they will for you. Get them!
Okay.
Enemies approaching!
Look at this guy. And I'm down. Let's go to Win. She can res me, actually. That's just nice.
Run while you can.
We appear to have that under control. And since we are here anyway, let's collect that death root. Life stone, whatever that does. Let's save just in case. This guy may have something interesting on him. Cameo cowl. It's not a bad item, but I'll be happy to keep my current spirit shard. I wonder what that is. Use the spirit resistance. Be happy to take that. That's actually a fair amount of money. Alright, so we have now that we have a less stupid party. We have survived that encounter. I think I need to keep Wynn with me, actually. It's just really nice to have the healer. Especially now that she's got a res. Since there's elf root. There's death root down here.
On it.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do? Well, yes. Oh, it's been quite the month. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois, merchant and entrepreneur at your service. A Grey Warden? That's quite impressive, isn't it? My word.
I will always
I don't
announce it when
normally
I have
take
the
this
option
route,
to do
but
so.
with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you'd consider helping a fellow out?
Yeah, sure.
Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could? Just as well. You'll find the golem in a village named Honleaf, in the hinterlands. Here, I'll mark it on your map. I've heard it might be dangerous there with all the darkspawn about, but I'll wager that's not an issue for someone like you. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works. Maybe you could look up the fellow who owned the golem before. If he's still about, that is. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
At least I don't have to track down this errant mule. So that's a plus. That's interesting. Okay, so this appears to be, look at the map here, this appears to be the way out. You know, it's like the same as the way, you know what, let's just go back here. And it says Honleaf. Not exactly right around the corner. And here's another encounter.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
Trapped right ahead.
How about that? guys up here too. Ooh, this is no good. Let's go to win. Res on Alistair. Back to Alistair. Back to win. Got a mana. And I'm pretty low as well. I believe I have some... Ah, shit. Totally out of lyrium potions. Just a minute, honey. Well, out of the cheap lyrium potions anyway. Oh, you rich prick. Alright, so that's it.
My bruises form a pretty pattern.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet. Ah, so it's questions you have for me, is it? Well, I do enjoy a good beating from a handsome brute. Let me save you a bit of time and get right to the point. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
How about that?
Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely. Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further. Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the crows pause. So, let me serve you instead.
This is a really asinine system for ensuring loyalty among
I think you're royally tough to kill. I'm only hoping that you're stupid. That was a joke. Let me rephrase that. I'm hoping that you're the sort of fellow that takes a chance every now and again. Yes? I happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing. In which case, I don't come very well recommended, I suppose. To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the Crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
Alright, well, we can keep him as a companion,
What?
so let's do
You're
so.
taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
Hmm.
Alright, I see your point. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
Welcome, Zivran. Having an Antivan crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Alright, well, I'm not swapping him into the party. I'll collect a companion. But, actually we've got, like, loot, so let's do that.
Right.
Greenstone, which is another junk gem, I believe.
Very well.
Give me about 5 minutes, honey. Go around the long way. That res, like, completely changes. I need to look into who the friends of Red Jenny are. That res completely changes the dimensions of the party. So I knew that was coming. I don't know how the timing works on that particular event, but I know approximately this time of the game we get the chance to get Severin as a companion. Alright, so I'm going to call this here. I hope you'll join us next time. In the meantime, subscribe to the channel. We got more of this coming and a bunch of it in the can already. And we got some other content on the channel as well. And you can also check out the blog at ardwulfslair.wordpress.com, where there are posts dating back to 2007. So we've got a lot of content there. You can also follow me on social media. There's links to do that in the notes below. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.